Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Daily Dose of Good News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Have a great guest that's going to be a part of our program for today. As you guys know, we're counting down the interviews I did on Wednesday, October the 29th, when I broke the Guinness World Record for most TV interviews in 12 hours. One of those people I got a chance to sit down with was author Janet Taylor Perry. Now, she and I have known each other for years, thanks to a mutual friend of ours. She is such a talented author. In fact, at the time we were having the conversation in October, I had not read her new book, Bone Dry, but it is now here on Amazon. And for you guys joining us on the replays, or we'll put the link for you guys. But enjoy this conversation with Janet talking about her love of storytelling. We'll be right back after this episode of Daily Dose of Good News. So, Janet, I met you because of books. How have books impacted your life?
I've always been a reader. I grew up in Mississippi, gifted, before Mississippi had gifted education. So the only outlet we had was reading. Teachers didn't have anything else really to give us. So like Dr. Seuss said, oh, the places you will go. That's what books.
Wow. Yeah, I totally am. I'm with you on that. I agree with you. What has it been like for you to go from loving to read books, so Janet, to having your books be loved by readers?
Well, I sure hope people love my books. I like that to translate into dollars. It's been really satisfying and gratifying to hear people say good things about my writing, and I've won several awards and placed well at the Faulkner competition and things like that. But it makes me feel good to have someone say, oh, you inspired me with this, or this related to me, and that relate to me that way. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, I love that. So for others out there, I think this is a question all of us should keep in mind. What has helped you to stay true to yourself when you write?
I was really struggling with whether this is where I should be writing, because I was a teacher and writing, and and I wrote a book called Whatever It Takes. And I went to church the next Sunday, and the pastor's sermon was entitled Whatever It Takes. And it was about using whatever talents God gives you to spread the gospel. And I thought, wow, he's talking to me. And because God gave me my talent,
right,
and he can use my books to bring someone to himself if he so chooses. Right. So yes, I know I'm on the right path.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. And it's something I think that's gonna connect with people, because it's such a good thing to remember. I want to ask you then about the characters, because I've had the privilege of reading your work as well. I know you have a new book that's going to be coming out.
I have 15 out. The 16th is at the proofreader right now. And so, yeah. Yes. I have several anthologies, but other than that, they're individual books.
Right. So that I wanted to ask you this question then, Janet. Is there a character you have created that reminds you the most of yourself?
I would actually have to say it's probably Larkin Sloan Reynolds.
Okay.
From Lucky 13 and the Redwood Chronicles.
Okay. Lucky 13 is my favorite one of yours, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, that's my favorite book.
I'm jealous of Lottie because she's number 26 and it's a multiple of 13 and it's my favorite number.
Okay.
So but she was a teacher, friend, mentor, woman of faith. She went through a lot of struggles and still held to her faith in Jesus Christ. And it's like me.
Yeah.
Because I've been through so much stuff.
I know.
I still hold to my faith.
Right. That's the book I bought from you at that book event was that one. So so it's really amazing. Stacy says she loves that too. When you said thank you so much for that, Stacy, over there on Facebook. So then I think for a lot of us, especially because there's no one type of author, right? Because we all write different things. How do you describe yourself to new readers? If someone asks you, what do you write, or what type of books do you write?
Well, I write across genres, so that's a real thing right there. But I think people see a lot of me in the characters. Yeah. And I'm actually going to write a book I'll tell my grandmother's story, my mother's story, then my story. And I'm going to entitle it Jobette. Because I can't be Job, I'm a woman. Because of all the stuff I've been through. It's going to be quasi-fiction, with some stuff that's actually happened woven in. But I think that the people will see me as a real person and connect to me on that level, the way my students always did. I always told the story of Jobette, and they were always shocked. whenever I told them all the struggles she went through.
Wow.
And I didn't tell them who JoBette was until the end. And I said, what do you think JoBette's doing today? And they go, what? I say, she's teaching your class. And I won them over. I won my students over with that. So I'm going to make it a long form and tell it. But I think I would describe myself as jovial, ardent, nurturing, easygoing, and tenacious. I'm like a bulldog. I don't give up.
That's right. I know that for a fact, for sure. And that leads us then to your bonus question then, Janet. What character has stayed with you the most after the book is ended?
I'm giving you an evil grin.
Okay.
And I'm saying this lightheartedly. First of all, Rayford Gaucher, because the perfect man does not exist, so I created one in Rayford Gaucher. But on top of that, I think my beloved dragons have really stayed with me more than anything.
Okay.
It was Draco, Char, Brindle, Smoke, Moonbeam, Filigree have been my friends that helped me through struggles and been there for me when real people weren't. And they're just people with skills.
Yeah, I love that. Again, everyone, Janet Taylor Perry has been our guest. Let's give her a hand, everybody. Yeah. Thank you so much. I love what Janet said about being tenacious. And I think really when it comes to pursuing your goals and dreams, you have to be that. Janet, thank you so much for being a part of our big day. And we're so glad to be able to profile you with Daily Dose of Good News today. As I mentioned, her new book, Bone Dry, is out now. It is a page turner. I got mine on Amazon. I invite you guys to do so as well. You can get it depending on what platform you're joining us on. You'll see the link that's with this broadcast. For those of you who are joining us on Instagram, though, check out my stories for the link there. We appreciate all of you for tuning in to this episode of Daily Dose of Good News. Again, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.